Here's some weird stuff. Transparent Flex Rubber. Ages ago I did some Flex Rubber things and I promised you I'd show you this transparent one. Because I was trying to work out what the point was and well, it's just strange, isn't it? Anyway, I've got out the squishy mould again. This is the hamster one, which is mega shiny inside. Can you see that? So I thought we'd just use that again because it made sense. We've got a squishy rubber. Sorry, Flex Rubber. It is transparent. It's a 1-to-1, nice and easy. And it's from Let Resin. It's really runny, which is... I didn't expect silicone to be that runny, but anyway, we've got that. And because I thought we'd probably want to see if we can put glitter in it and things, because it's clear. Why wouldn't you want to? I've got some things to play with. Let's have a go. First thing to do is, yes, my mat needs a clean, but I'm going to put down a piece of paper to put the silicone on, because if silicone gets on my lovely silicone mat, it will very quickly make my silicone mat go all lumpy and weird. I don't know if you've noticed that, but it just does. Let's mix some up and then we can put the actual silicone to one side, can't we? Now, I don't know how much this holds. I should know because I have used it once before, but I honestly can't remember. So let's just mix them up and hope for the best. Right. Should we do fluid ounces? This is probably going to be way too much. Right, that's 2.5 US fluid ounces, which is... I don't normally measure, do I? I'm rubbish at this. Which is just about 75 millilitres. But yes, working US fluid ounces, just because that's the side I had facing forward. And like I said, it's a 1-to-1. So we want to take this up to about 5 fluid ounces. That's quite a lot. I think that should be enough, don't you? Well, we'll soon see. Right, I'm putting these little bottles out of the way, off my mat. I'm going to use a fork to stir it. Just because I'm going to use a fork to stir it. It happened to be what I had handy. Welcome again to my kitchen, by the way. It is still too hot in my craft room to do anything, even with all the fans running. I am so going to treat myself to a real air conditioning unit at some point. That's where all the coffees you've been buying me, I'm saving up. So the coffees and the super thanks at the moment, I'm saving them up to buy myself an air conditioning unit. Just a little portable one. I've got some of those that you put water in, and they're quite good. But I want a proper one for the craft room, because being portable, it can then double up as being for our bedroom at night. Our house is only little. A small one could stand on the landing, frankly, and cool the whole of upstairs, I think. So, I think that is pretty well mixed. There's lots of bubbles in it, but because it's so low viscosity, I don't know if you can see, probably not at the right angle here, but the bubbles are just coming up on their own. So I'm not going to worry about that. And what I am going to do, just because I want to see if it sinks or not, I'm going to put a tiny bit of these mylar flakes in. And these are called white opal flakes. I don't know if you can get these exact ones anymore, but I know there's lots of similar stuff out on the market. Now I'm thinking, because it's such a low viscosity, they probably will sink. So I'm going to leave that to sit just for a minute while I do something else. Being mylar flakes, they are light though, aren't they? So what I'm going to do now is turn the little mould inside out. It's a nice soft mould. It does actually come with these squishy kits from Let Resin. So let's put a little bit of colour on it. And I wanted to put little black eyes and pink nose. So the pink nose is going to be using the Let Resin chrome powder. Heck knows if this will work, but we'll just give it a try. Because I've not opened the pink one, you see, so I thought... let's use the chrome powder rather than just a regular mica. See what happens. Ooh, there's a little bit on the inside of the lid, so we could use that, couldn't we? So, where do we want to go? We want to go his feet, I would say. Tips of his feet. This is a lovely soft silicone, so stuff should stick to it. There is a release cream that you can get for making these easier to demould as well, which I have got a bit of that still on the inside of this mould, so that might make the powders act a bit differently, but we'll see. We'll try it. And where was his nose? Here's his nose. Just put a little bit round here too. A bit of tape and get it off where I don't want it in a minute. Now, what about his ears? We've got to do his ears, haven't we? Last time I did this mould, I don't know if you remember, you lot. I put the colour in the wrong place and he ended up with pink in an embarrassing place. Yeah, oops. I will link you that video if you want to giggle. That was done with the normal Flex Rubber that you put the flocking stuff, which I managed to say right all through the video, would you believe? Yes, the flocking stuff on the outside, which you could actually with this, because I know it's hellishly sticky. That's why, because I have tried this once. I'll be honest, I've tried it once, and it was hellishly sticky, which made me think, well, how is this going to work without the flocking powder? Anyway, they tell me there's a trick to it, so we'll see, won't we? We'll give it a go. Right, I'm going to get a damp cloth. This is actually a clean dishcloth with a bit of my Wonder Wipe spray, because I've left my Wonder Wipes upstairs and we are in the kitchen, as I said. So I'm just going to do that and fetch it off. Could have used tape, that probably would have worked, but as I've ended up with it a bit all over the place, decided that this was probably the way to go. It's going to have little pink arms, little pink hands, hopefully. Right, then we were going to do the eyes, and I've got, this was the nearest I could find to black. This is an Estoyo colour. It's just a mica powder, but I thought it would be kind of near enough. Black mica powder tends to be more like gunmetal grey, really, doesn't it? If you graphite, or it's a very dark grey, basically. So that's as dark as I'm going to get it, probably. Again, wipe off the surplus, because it's gone everywhere. The eyes are quite well recessed, actually, so it's quite easy to wipe around. There, I think we're good. A little blob there I'll take off. Let's just have one last quick look around. A little bit up under there to come out. Doesn't he look ugly inside out? I can't believe it was the same mould, would you? I think we're good. I think that'll do. Right, let's turn him back through the right way and see what happens. Make sure it's still clean round the sides. It looks like the colours are all where I intended them. Of course, in turning it back through, I just shot a bit into various areas, but I think we're good. Right, I'm going to pour this in. Well, so far, the mylar flakes haven't completely sunk. The bubbles they've all just come out. And if I remember rightly, this mould doesn't have anywhere that particularly traps bubbles. So let's see. I hope I've mixed enough. If not, I can soon mix up a little bit more, can't I? Oh, that is so close. Tiny drop more. You can see the bubbles I've now created doing that. They're all coming up nicely. So we're putting the tiniest drop. Don't ask me how much. I'm just putting a tiny splash because we only need a little bit. So yes, this is weird stuff. And my plan is, this might be really useful for making silicone inlays. I know you can use it to make silicone inlays. I just am wondering if that would make it even easier, because it's so very clear, than regular silicone inlays for when you're using ultraviolet through it. However, will it tear easily? I don't know. So that is something I need to experiment with. I'm sure it'll be okay for reasonable size inlays, but for little tiny ones, I don't know. Right, I'm just going to let that settle. Might need a tiny drip more just to bring it up to the top, and then I'll see you in a few hours. I can't remember what it said about the cure time on this, because I can't find the box. Rubbish, I can't find the box. Pathetic. Anyway, yes, I'm going to leave it a few hours anyway, and we'll see what happens. If you do get some of this, if you get the kit, the one that you flock rather than the clear, not sure about what's in the clear one kit, but what comes in the kit for the flocked one, you get a load of flock and everything with it in colours and things. And so they do starter kits for these. I haven't had a look to see whether they do for this particular sort, but they definitely do for the one that you use the flock with. But of course you could use this with either. And I know that I left it for about 5 or 6 hours before I tried to demold it, and it's really weird. In that kit you also get the cream stuff that you put around the inside of the mould to make it demold even easier. Can you use a long neck lighter to pop the bubbles? Oh, you can! Look how clear that looks. If I bring you in, can you see how clear that is? That's impressive, isn't it? It's silicone, for goodness sake. And this is what I'm thinking, if I can make inlays with it, it'd be good. I might have a go at that later. So, I'll see you later. We're going to leave it a few hours and we'll see what we've ended up with. Right, it's weird unmoulding time. First observation is that it's shrunk slightly. It's come down from the top, but only a little bit. And now it feels really strange, and you see, very sticky. And that's the bit I didn't understand, because if you're not going to put flock on the outside of it, how are you going to get that sticky to be a handleable thing? And the demoulding, this is really strange. You just have to get quite rough with it. There we go. It's coming away. It's that boo. It's really weird. You either like this or you don't. And I'm not sure. There's something quite satisfying and weird about it, I have to say. But look, you'd think that would tear it, wouldn't you? Looks like I can see bits of the powder and that's not coming off in my hands. His ears have, though. Oh no, I've lost his ears. How did that happen? Oh. We have a hamster with no ears. Oh, look. Don't think I can do much about that. Anyway, there's some of the colour left inside the mould, but the majority's come off on the weird squishy thing. Shame about the ears. Oh. Anyway, I want to... It sticks to your hands, but it's kind of weird and satisfying. Some of my glittery flakes sank, some didn't. It's definitely clear. Look at that. It's crystal clear. Right, I'm just going to go and wash it under the sink, under the tap. Well, it's weird. It's still clinging to other silicone. So you can make those things that go flappy down a wall, couldn't you? It's still clingy. I've just washed it under the tap. It's really strange. So I can't honestly say that washing it has worked and got rid of the cling. But if you like this sort of thing, it's kind of odd. And it's a load of fun. It really is a load of fun. So now you've got the translucent version of the squishy gel, and you've got the... I can't stop playing with it. And the completely transparent version. You could flock this, of course, but what we have highlighted is that I need to be more careful demoulding the ears on this mould, and that the mica powders definitely work on the outside. And oh, it's strange. I don't know what to do with it now. Let's resin, if you're watching. Sorry. But if you'd let me know in the comments, please, let's resin, I'll tag you. If it's meant to stay sticky like this, because I did just wash it and I thought that was how you got rid of the stickiness, but no, it's still sticky and it's really good fun. Love it. But I have no idea what I'm going to do with it now. Right, thanks folks. Hope this gave you a little bit of a giggle and something different to look at. I am going to have a play at making inlays with it shortly, so I'll keep you posted on how that goes as well. I'll see you for the next one. Bye.